Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game but doodling what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own. Let's start by introducing our cast. Let's start with Boya.
Hello, I'm Boya. I play Bug. He is a warlock bugbear, and he's 12 years old.
And Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip. She's a drow fighter, and she's 16 years old.
And Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I play Ispuriel, who is a 17-year-old half-elf bard.
And Joe.
I am Joe. I play Assam. I am a 16-year-old wood elf druid with red hair.
And Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Swell, who's a 15-year-old Water Ganassi cleric who worships the Tempest god Sunda.
And I'm Brian. I'm going to be your Dungeon Mancer, and I'm going to be running all the NPCs, like Mog, who is Zip's 18-year-old Orc Rune Knight sister. Last week, you faced a monster made from your mentors, a murderous chimera, or chimera, however you pronounce it. It's up to you. It's localized. It was an epic battle that lasted almost our whole session, and during which Mog died. A devilish presence in Swell's cursed ring offered to bring her back, but Swell didn't take the offer. After defeating the chimera, the group felt energy course through their bodies, and they leveled up, offering Swell the ability to cast a revivify spell to bring Mog back. There was a mad dash through gem pouches and sarcophagus to find a diamond valuable enough to be the focus of the spell. Swell brought Mog back to life. Zip was taking it the opposite of as serious as Swell was, thinking Mog would be fine and get up as always. Mog crushed Swell with a hug and high-fived her sister and headed into the crypt's treasure room to spy what was available. And we're going to begin there today and also give you another description of what was in that room. There's a stone sarcophagus now open, with a skeletal figure with some jewelry and other items. Behind it is a 30-foot tall suit of armor. I should bring that up the picture again so you guys can see what it looks like. There are paintings on the wall of attractive and shiny drow, duergar, and deep gnomes that remind you of the Art and Dormir Strong Soul's lair, and there are a few items on tables as well. So you're free to roam around and act and talk and all that other stuff as you would like.
I'm gonna go and examine the mech immediately.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll come with him.
Okay. You guys give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, that's not good for me, huh?
18.
Yeah, his is better, way better.
Bug, you find a button on the leg that when you push it, you think that it will do something to the machine, and you're having spent a lot of time with Zunk, you get the feeling that this might be the way that allows you to access the unit somehow.
Wait, I press it, you said?
No, I haven't said you pressed it yet, but you find a button and you think that that's what it will do.
Wait, you said it would do what?
You think it will allow you to access the inside of it, like people will be able to get inside the unit by using this button.
Press it. Immediately.
There's this hiss, and the chest cavity opens up, and a ladder goes down, and you can see inside there are 3 seats and stairs leading up into the head portion. I'm going to post in a picture of what it looks like on the inside. So some of these words are going a little bit off screen here, so maybe I can shrink this down a little bit.
Wow. Are the seats labeled like that?
They're not labeled, but I've labeled them because soon enough you guys will be able to figure out that they each have It's not the seats are labeled, the decks in front of them are.
What language are they written in?
They're written in common. I don't see a shrink thing, so I'm just going to slide the bottom part down. So it should all be visible.
A little bounding box. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th one.
Okay. There you go.
Wow.
Wow. I'm gonna read examine the controls.
Okay, give me. Well, I'm going to let that investigation check continue, and because you're quite familiar with Magitech stuff, having grown up with a bunch of it at your disposal in the workroom, you are able to figure out that each of these are places where people can sit. The seats are adjustable, so if somebody's larger or smaller, they can fit in the spots. And there's also what appears to be an extra compartment for other people to travel in, should you have a familiar or a captive or somebody you're rescuing or whatever, that somebody can be shrunk down whoop, and go inside it somehow.
Shrunk down? What?
Oh, and I also want to point out that there are still a pair of boots and a headband in the other room that came with the mentor.
Oh, I think Isburiel grabbed the headband. Did you not?
That had been my intention, but then
Sure.
it got, yeah.
No, I don't think anybody was fighting you for that, so.
I'll check out the boots. What do they do?
You're not sure exactly what they do. They seem to let him levitate, or them levitate.
What do they look like? Do they look cool?
Well, I'm going to let you decide. They looked like that.
Okay, yeah, they kind of look like space boots. I'll put them on.
All right. After an hour, you will know what they do once you attune to them. As long as you are not attuned to some of 3 other items.
No, I don't think I am.
Isburiel will start putting it on, put on the little circlet.
Headband?
In a very prom queen kind of way. Or not prom queen. What's the pageant queen? And then we'll go back to investigating the contents. You said there's a table in the other room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to go look at whatever's on there.
Okay. Joe, you said, like you were also interested in the tables?
I was just thinking, like, did we investigate the rest of the room? Like, go back into the other room with all of the, like, with the armor and other
The
things?
sarcophagus too, that we pulled the
Yeah.
gem out of. I think there was other stuff in there.
I'm actually going to cast Detect Magic. I'm just going to walk into the room and cast that so I can see anything magical light up, as long as it's not blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt.
Okay. So, Assam, you've already been at the table for a minute, and the first thing you notice is that there is a scimitar. And you pick it up and you can sort of move it around, and it feels really light and nice. And it's like a well-designed, well-balanced weapon. And you're sort of picking that up as Isburiel's picking up the headband, and Zip is picking up the boots. And actually, no, sorry, you went over to the machine. So yeah, it's probably happening at the same time. You guys are all walking in, and Assam, you first spot that. I think maybe the first thing that Isburiel might spot is that on the table there is a cylindrical tube, probably like about, I don't know, like an inch around and about maybe 10 inches long, sort of like a wand or a tube of some sort. And Zip, maybe the thing that you will notice is that the sarcophagus, the guy in the sarcophagus, is wearing sunglasses.
Oh, very cool.
And so, Swell, when you walk in, the sunglasses, the cylinder, the sword, the machine, like the mech, they're all magical. And obviously the headband and the boots are as well that your party have picked up.
I'm just like pointing everything out. That.
I'm gonna like try the sunglasses, see if like, do they like show me magical things when I try them on?
When you put them on, you feel like your eyes are seeing things a little bit differently, but you also feel like you need to attune to them to be able to use them.
Right.
Does the skeleton look like elven? I think this. Like, do we know this guy was like drow?
I am not 100% on my notes. What I told you, Lampress, was he was either gnome or drow, or like he's Snaverflibin, drow or Duergar, and he's whatever I said he was X amount of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Right, but he's from the darker places of the world, so therefore it makes sense that he has the glasses.
Yeah.
Did you not already have something that helped you see?
I mean, I have a pair of glasses. They're not magical though.
Oh, okay.
They're just cool.
They're just cool.
The next thing you guys will notice is that there are a lot of books on the tables.
Books.
So they do not radiate. They do not radiate magic.
Okay. Does anything jump out at us though?
I mean, there are what appears to be, a couple of ornate-looking books. But yeah, give me like an investigation check if you want to look through them, and I'll.
Okay.
If you want to.
Yeah, he's gonna poke through them. Investigation. Yeah.
Sure.
18.
I'll get my dice out. But I think 18 is going to be higher than I can get with my -1. So, yeah.
Well, you'll both find different things, though.
I find more. What's the guy's name? Honeysuckle Hornyblade or whatever.
Oh yeah.
What?
Little to know that's specifically what is I was looking for.
I can't remember the author's name. There's a guy who makes writes well, I say guy, person who writes smutty, well, not smutty, but romance novels.
The dime store pulps.
Yeah.
Or copper store pulps.
I rolled an 8, but
Okay.
I honestly don't know how a passive investigation score works.
Oh, what's your passive investigation
It's
then?
14.
Sure. Okay.
Perception makes sense because it's just like how peripherally you're aware of something, but investigation is like...
No,
Am I just
I
like
mean,
How quickly do
mathematically
you put
like
things together? I don't know.
Well, it's like Sherlock Holmes, like looking at things and being like, I see the way that by the way the outside of that book looks, I can tell that book is going to be that type of book.
Right. Or like just it was more well used, so therefore like it was probably a favorite book or something that was referred to more often.
Sure.
But my active investigation was 8, 9 -1.
So the way I'll roleplay that out is that Swell, you immediately, with your passive investigation, find the 2 spell books and notebooks of Lampress, and you can flip through them, and you don't find anything of particular use to you in this current moment.
No.
You're like, here's some designs for the thing. Apparently the machine the mech, they call it after the tririme, they call it the trinoceros, because it's big and bulky, and it's got those 3 things on its head. It's, the 3 things coming together in the tririme.
Okay. I'll tell everyone that. I'll say they call it the trinoceros, but I guess because it's got 3
You
horns.
can come up with a better name than that.
And it has a bunch of scratched out names around it too.
Yeah.
Like it was like It says armor and harmony and harmony, and let's cross that off. And like there are a bunch of other things that they've tried, but that was the one that it actually says, "Oh, this is the one that's sticking. This is the one the group has decided on."
I'll say we could call it the Titan Slayer, but like I don't know if that's like, you know, a good thing to say that now that we know.
Right, and if we're going to go rescue Bug's patron person, it seems to more. Calling it a Titan Slayer seems like a bad first impression.
Like just like kind of freaking out. He's like, "What if we call it the Friendship Machine?" And he's like, like gyrating.
So we kill things with the power of friendship. Is that what you're saying?
Assam will throw up in the corner.
Yeah, he's like, we make friends with punches.
Mog gives you a high five and says, I like it.
Yeah.
And
I like it too.
Has a certain ironic appeal.
And Mog says, if you guys have a better suggestion, go ahead, but don't be the person that just says no, right?
Yeah, that's right.
No.
It's like when you're trying to decide where to eat and everybody's like, I don't want to eat there. You got to come up with a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay. Eastorial, you are specifically looking for those novels. And you do find some Drevin Love Smugglers.
That's the one.
And you find The Bedeviled Pelvis, Mermaids Murder Merciless Mercantile Mercenaries, Blades, The Living Wig, Harpies and Heartstrings, Madman/Gladman, The Headless Medusa, Funeral for a Cemetery, and the one that jumps out to you most, The Astral Ziggurat of the Encyclopeter. Because it sounds like it's a story about Thomas J. Booker, or whatever you're calling him.
Boreal pokes through all of these and picks up Blades, and Astral Ziggurat, and calls over to Zip. Hey, I think I found some things that align with your interests, and then chucks them at her.
Ooh. I'll catch them. Blades. Have we come across blades before? I feel like we might have.
I don't think so.
No? All right.
I can.
Which was the one that was about Thomas Booker?
The Astral Ziggurat of Encyclopeter.
Encyclopeter.
Damn.
Don't tell me that's his real name, because that's
his real name.
If that's his real name, I'm not going to tell him.
He already knows.
No, he forgot his real name, remember? That's why we've been calling him Thomas. I'll just keep this one to myself.
Thomas.
But give me... Swell, you have a passive insight that's fairly high, and you, from hearing about this, your insight about Drevin Love Smuggler makes you think that there might be a hint of truth in a bunch of their works.
Oh.
That even though they're pulpy dime store stories, you might actually be able to get some lore from reading them. Although what will be true and what won't be true, you don't know. But it just, if that one's inspired by that, like something that's real, maybe there was a headless Medusa. Maybe there was a cemetery that died somehow. You
guys know how, like, stories about vampires, they're kind of based on fact, but they're also kind of made up. I think this is like the same thing.
How they can go out in the sun, it's the exact opposite.
They can't go out in the sun.
You guys fought sun vampires, remember?
Right. But they might have been... Oh, the leathery day men.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leathery day men. I remember those guys.
Enemy of the soft night men?
That's what a vampire is.
Well, the leathery day men is probably what the book was called that was written about them. Add that to the canon.
Yeah. So I'll say this is... I think whoever wrote these must have been an adventurer before they became a novelist.
Or just writing
what you know.
fan fiction about their own lives.
Yeah, I mean, write what you know, Isn't that what they say all the time? Writers? No? Okay, never mind.
We'll just let Swell stew in his uncertainty of what it is that writers actually say.
He thinks he's really smart right now.
Is there anything else in the books besides Drebin?
I will give Isburiel the spell books. I'll say I can't use these, but there might be some interesting stuff in here if you're interested.
Huh. And it kind of flips through them, and then we'll tuck them away in. Let's just say it's a satchel.
Okay.
Inside his coat.
You don't find anything else that particularly jumps out at you. There are journals of, like I said, there are journals of what he was building. So there are some other partial ideas sketched out in the books that you go through, like sort of like napkin doodles or something, rather than finalized ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all you find in the books.
Yeah, I think we can take those to give to Zunk when he comes back. He might be interested in all that.
Is there anything else in the sarcophagus that?
There was the sunglasses and the jewelry. So there used to be 500 gold pieces worth of retro jewelry. Now there's 400 gold pieces. And it's the type of thing, Eastborough, that you feel like has become fashionable again. Like it's old enough that it's now cool.
Yeah. It's the flower print jacket. He will pick up the jewelry and then like basically compare it to what he's wearing right now and see if any of it works better.
Okay.
Than what he has.
And that's always up to you to make that decision.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that unless anybody disagrees with me, an hour can pass, so you guys can attune to stuff. But right before that hour, Mog is going to say, hey, you're not going to find out what both those things do. Let me have the sunglasses or the boots, and then I'll pass them back to you. But, like, let's find out what everything does, and then we can figure out who gets what.
Okay.
What do you hand to her?
I'll hand her the glasses.
Okay. She puts them on like, yeah. Sweet. And an hour passes. Bug, you're pushing like these buttons, and they're like these blue screens that go in front of you, and you can actually start to see out the front and the back of the Trinoceros or the friendship machine. You're able to call up diagnostics and things like that. And you guys should pay attention to this for everyone, because these are the different roles that you can have within this. One is the pilot. They're in charge of all the move actions. So if you're like, I want to fly this way, I want to fly that way, somebody who's trying to react and get you out of the way, like a dexterity saving throw, those types of things, that the pilot is in charge of that. The pilot can also, once per day, teleport the machine to any place they have seen well and can visually picture in their mind. If 5 levels of spell slot, like a 5th level spell or 5 first level spells, or that sort of combination, is channeled into the machine by people in the other seats, you can teleport again.
Okay, so we can do it once for free, or more times if we use our resources. Okay.
Yeah. The healer, the person who's in the healer spot, can channel a spell slot to give the ship 2d8 per level of healing to the ship. So if you use a first level spell, it's 2d8. If you do a second level spell, it's 4d8, etc. You can add the bonus to your charisma or intelligence, whatever your spellcasting bonus is, to it, if the person can cast healing spells. So you could have a wizard in that spot who doesn't know any healing spells and can still heal it, but they do not get like that +3 or +2 or whatever it would be if they can't cast a healing spell. Alternately, the healer can ready a reflex saving throw to absorb a spell or magic effect to heal the ship. So if somebody's casting a magic spell at you or is using a magical effect at you, if you make a successful reflex saving throw, the healer can take that energy and put it into the ship to heal it.
By
But
reflex, I mean dex.
A dexterity saving throw. It's a reaction based. It's not a it's like, instead of a reaction, it is like a readied action. You must forego your action for that turn in order to do that. So you can heal it or be ready to try and steal the enemy's energy and turn it into a heal. The spell Slinger. You channel a spell slot to fire a 1d8 force bolt as a ranged spell attack. And that 1d8 goes up with whatever spell level you put in. So it's much like the healing, except for it does... You can heal... The machine allows you to heal more than you can damage with the spells. And it basically shoots out a bolt of energy. The Brawler. You do a melee attack with Energy Sword for 2d10 plus 6 damage. Or you can grapple. Or if your weapon has been destroyed or knocked out of your hand, you can still punch, but it's for less damage. And you can attack to with a number of times that person can. So if Zip has 2 attacks now, Zip can attack 2 times. If Mog's in that spot, Mog can attack 2 times. If Swell's in that spot, Swell can only attack 1 time. The Protector. As a reaction, you can do a tail slap to block a ranged attack that comes at you. Not a spell attack, but a ranged attack. Like if somebody's firing javelins or crossbow bolts or something like that, you can use the tail slap as a reaction. Does not count as an action. That's a dex saving throw to be able to do that. You can also do a shine, so you can channel a spell slot to give an enemy disadvantage while looking at you. And if you make it, you can again use multiple spell slots if you want to give multiple disadvantages. Like you can make it so shiny that, let's say it had 3 attacks, you could make disadvantage on 2 attacks because I put a 2nd level spell in it. The Protector also has a tail whap, which can be used to give the Brawler advantage on the next attack. So the tail is basically, smacking something away, and that's your action, just specifically using the tail to smack something. And that will allow the other person the Brawler to make the attack with advantage. Anybody who is inside of it, who is shrunken down, is allowed to channel their spell slots into the machine at any time. And with the press of a button, somebody in the chair can swap spots with the person that's in the storage space. So if you want to bring somebody out or swap in and out, the person can swap in and out. The other thing to keep in mind is that the boots that you are wearing, Zip, allow you to levitate off the ground all the time, just slightly a bit off the ground, as if it was, so you don't have to worry about difficult terrain. And once per day, allow you to fly as per the fly spell. And also twice per day, allow you to levitate per the levitate spell, but only on yourself. So you can make yourself just go straight up or straight down.
This doesn't work on the robot.
No. But that would allow somebody to fly and fight alongside the mech. If you wanted to engage this Titan at some point, you guys can have somebody flying around, sort of like, not a jetpack, but jetpack light, zooming around, causing trouble from the outside, while the other people are inside, or you could have that extra person inside in that thing feeding in spell slots.
But you can only levitate once?
You can levitate 2 times, which is like, you're always just slightly floating off the ground.
Right.
But if you wanted to go up, all the way to the top of a chasm, you could do that 2 times a day. And And one time a day you get the fly spell, which lasts, I think, like an hour or something ridiculous like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, you can be involved in the fight.
Okay.
So you guys can discuss who should play what role. But I'll also tell you that the scimitar you have, Assam, it's +2, so it's +2 to hit and +2 damage. It crits on a 19 or a 20. And as a bonus action, you can change the type of damage it does. So it can become I think you're muted there.
My bad. Does it have a specific name or?
The Minotaur's Scimitar. It does not exist in D&D Beyond. I haven't put it in yet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I will.
I will try to make it during our break if I can,
Hold on. Let me write this down.
or while you guys are talking.
It's okay.
Um,
+2. I'm sorry.
+2 to hit, +2 damage. Crits on a 19 or a 20. And as a bonus action, you can change the damage that it does. So you can change it from being like a metal blade to being like a fire or an electrical storm or something like that. Like it can change into an energy blade of some sort.
I can do this on. How would I be able to do it? On an action or bonus
A
action?
bonus action to change the energy type. It's currently slashing. That's its default. If you dropped it on the ground, it would revert back to a slashing regular weapon.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
The sunglasses are of true sight. They allow the person wearing it to activate true sight so they can see the world as it is, like invisible creatures. They can see through illusions, all that other sort of stuff. There's a spell called True Sight and basically activates that multiple times a day. 3 times a day. The headband you're wearing is an energy switching arcane focus that allows you to change any of your cantrips to another energy type. So once you took away the spellcaster's arcane focus, he couldn't be casting his ice cantrip at you. The boots are called airwalkers. The cylinder, the magical cylinder, is a magical marker because it's always fun to say the name of the thing in the thing. And it will draw on whatever surface and whatever color you want and lasts until it is scrubbed clean with water. So like it's rainproof, you really got to put in some effort to scrub it off. That's like great for graffiti or leaving notes for people.
So it's a marker that just writes on anything?
Writes on pretty much anything. Like you can't use it to write on water or electricity or something, but like any surface like rock or metal or paper or whatever, and that does not require attunement. I'll say this too. In the books that you're flipping through, East Boreal, you found that there was a headband used as a bookmark, and it is a non-attunement item called the Headband of Reading that allows you to read in any language as long as you're wearing it. So I will leave you guys up to a discussion of how you want to figure out who sits in what part of the mech or outside of it, and I'll try and put some of those things into D&D Beyond what you guys are talking.
What's the normal amount of spell slot that you guys have? Or I guess
I can cast like one spell, but it's not technically a spell slot. It's like a drow thing.
is the spell slot like packed? Like on my
Yes.
character sheet,
It's
it's
like
packed.
it's like those, but the pack slots are
So you
slightly
can cast 2 spells per day. Oh yeah. But the cantrips you
just
can do
one.
multiple
for
times.
short rest.
Well, I have 4, 7. I have 9 spell slots to me.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, you're playing a warlock. boy, you're gonna have very limited spells.
So maybe
I've also
so
got
they all
mine.
kind of use spell slot, right? Which one except for Brawler?
Yeah, which feels like it was
Pilot.
made. That spot was made for Zip, I think.
Well, there's 6 of us, right? And there's
The pilot also does not need to use spell slots unless, I mean, they can contribute to the teleport, but they don't have to.
Right.
Just for my understanding, is it that each spot uses a different type of roll? So, like, it would be an attack roll for the Brawler, dexterity checks for the pilot, and that type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Which
but
one
there's
is
but there's only 5 seats, right? Well, 5 positions, correct?
There are 5
Yeah.
positions, and then there's the
There's-
additional thing where you can ride and then be swapped in and out,
Is
but also that somebody can fly around outside the machine.
Okay,
Is
but
the
there's 6
rider-
of us. There's 6 of us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the 6th person could be outside the machine or riding.
Okay. So based off of that, yeah. So because obviously the people who can cast spells have to take the spell-oriented spaces, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Does-
Mog, like, what would be more beneficial? Like,
how many spell
Well,
slots?
Mog
does
is also a
Mog have?
spellcaster.
oh,
No, she's not.
Oh, she's not?
She's not. The Rune Knight just allows her to etch runes onto her armor so that she can use special fighting powers. One of them is swapping places with people, another one is making her sword fiery. But it's basically she's learned giant runes.
So she has no spell slot.
Has no spell slots.
She's
She's
about-
happy to take on whatever role you guys want. Like if you say you're going to be outside flying around, she thinks that's cool. If you're like you stay in the, you're just going to be the,
You stay in the closet.
you stay in the little thing because you don't have any spell slots. She's gonna be like, fine. But if
But
you guys,
All the seats have to be filled.
all of the seats do not have to be filled. You definitely need a pilot. But
Yeah.
in order to operate the other things,
Everyone
there
else
doesn't have
flies
to be
outside.
anybody sitting in there.
When you're inside, can you cast spells as normal on anything outside?
You can, as long like understanding that there is a wall between you. So if
Okay,
it's like a
there's no
creature
little-
you can see, then you can see it. But if it's like a ray of frost, then it goes like you're going to be shooting the inside of your armor.
I think
So there's
technically that
no
means
there's no
most
like
spells can be
spell
cast
hole
then.
like on the Bugmobile.
There's not a spell hole like on the Bugmobile.
I can make a spell hole. We can. Does it have a mouth? Can we open its
think-
mouth?
If that's
Cast?
total cover, then I think there's actually no spells that can be cast. Then
Yeah.
What-
No, it's if a creature you can see.
So how do you see if
there always has to be a line of, I guess, interaction, which is why Wall of Force is so effective, because even though you can see them, you can't cast through it.
So like if you're on the other side of a glass window, you can't.
Yeah, if they're like inside of a glass cube, essentially, because there's no path for it to take.
Right. So even like the wording of the spell, like a creature you can see, if it can't pass through something, it like dissipates.
I
Interesting.
think it's listed as part of just like the general spellcasting rules.
Okay.
Even spells that like manifest themselves in a location, not like necessarily like a beam.
Yeah, weirdly.
Yeah,
I think the
what
only
about-
thing that
what
is an
about-
exception is Sacred Flame. It's like
Yeah,
literally the
what
only-
about like
yeah.
psychic spells?
at least
Like
the
something
Lunar
like
Yeah, like Mind Sliver or
Ashes.
Tasha's
Or like-
Mind Whip.
there's like a spell that wizards can do where they like create an illusion that's like somebody's deepest fear, right?
Path. Mhm.
So and it's supposed to be like they see the thing and it frightens them. I feel
Oh,
like that would travel through a glass box.
Is that Phantasmal Force?
yeah, Phantasmal Force or
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
I'm looking up what I see online, and I'm seeing it's like it depends on the dungeon master and what they say. And I'm gonna say that if you can see it, it counts. But you guys are looking through. Basically, you're going to be looking through view screens, And so the things on the outside may not be able to target you so well, but you'll be able to spot them. And I'm going to allow you to cast spells through it because that's how they intended it to be created.
Okay.
If you want to cast a spell out of it, you have to actually, open the door and like lean out and do something and then close the door again.
Is the person that's in the closet, are they like having a long rest?
They could if they wanted. I mean, here's the other thing. If somebody who is gifted has a long rest in the machine gains all of its hit points back.
Oh.
Its hit points are 350.
The closet?
250?
350.
350.
That has an armor class of 20. It has resistance to fire, but vulnerability to lightning.
Does it have a damage threshold?
No, it does.
Yeah, okay.
It does not have. I mean,
it's invulnerable.
Yeah, okay, sure. It has a damage threshold of 5. So, like, just from like hail or something isn't going to do enough to like damage it. It's not going to be damaged by like a bunch of bats trying to bite at it or something. But anybody.
It has
like
immunity. It has immunity to fire. You said.
No, resistance to fire.
Oh, resistance.
Okay. So it takes half damage from fire.
And vulnerability to lightning.
Yes, so double damage from lightning.
Is the short rest like regenerates your spell slot? Or
it does for warlocks.
Oh. Well, you said Spell Slinger only does 1d8 damage?
Yeah.
That's not that
That's
good.
actually significantly worse than most ND's first level attack spell.
So I feel like that one just like you don't even need anyone there.
I could just hang out
People outside.
on the shoulder of the mech.
Yeah.
Just bang,
Unless,
bang, bang.
like, who has the most spell slot?
It's basically what you're losing some damage ability for the Spell Slinger in order to have a 20 armor class and 350 hit points. So it's like, we're going to put you... Normally you're a glass cannon, but you've now swapped to be like a much less of a cannon, more like a bow, but you're inside of this metal shield.
Right.
Impenetrable shield.
Yeah.
Gem
Adamantite
slingshot.
bow. Sorry, what was that?
Gem slingshot.
Gem slingshot, yeah.
Is Warlock the only one that can regain spell slot by taking a short rest out of us?
Yes.
I regained spell slots from
Like all of your
my
spell
natural recovery.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
if
gain.
you have a lot of spell slot, you can just be the Spell Slinger and then I don't know.
I feel like
Or
either
the healer
or
sounds
protector sound like the right spot for swell.
Does Swell have a high dex?
No.
Because the protector, I feel like, is mostly dex based. So if somebody has like a super high dex, that's a good spot for them. I don't know if any of us have like a particularly high dexterity.
No, I don't have.
What I can
It's
do.
not great, but it's a +2.
Is Mog's based off of dex or strength?
I think
Mog has a +1 to dex.
Yeah, same as
Wow,
me.
that's not
So
even
it's
as
like-
good as me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, she's more about wearing armor. than she
Wait,
is
what's
about-
everyone's dex modifier?
+2.
+1.
Okay, so me and Boy have the highest.
And
Really? Oh, you have 2 too? Okay.
I was trying to see if I have enhance ability, but I
Is that are you talking about the protector?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be most sensible, I mean, even role-playing wise, for Isboreal to be the pilot and just have me outside using spells?
Isboreal looking at the stuff is actually going to say, I think I might actually be more effective if I stay outside. Most of my stuff messes with the opponents.
If you
Okay.
sit where?
If he stays outside.
Oh, stays
Oh.
outside. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
If you get hit with
Then-
an attack, that might not be good. That'd be bad.
Wait, how are you staying outside? Just like on the
Yeah,
head?
we've only got one pair of flying boots, guys.
no, we're gonna be like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove when he has the two little angels, like the angel and the devil, like on one shoulder.
Wait. You should-
Hey.
Bro just does both.
Let me throw
Might-
this out there too, as the dungeon master. You guys have the planning books on how he built this. If you wanted to spend the time and risk possibly damaging it, you could try to modify the ship to better suit your needs. If you're like 1d8 isn't enough damage, could I supercharge it so it's doing 2d8? Or could I do this? Like, I'll allow you guys to try and make some skill checks to try and modify the ship. Because it's not like a finished thing, right? Like, he was tinkering with it and changed it. It originally didn't have room for passengers because it was just the 5 of them, because they had 5 guys, but they eventually had 7 people in their group at the end. And so that's why they put in more slots for people to ride in.
But they made really good French fries. Those 5 guys.
Um,
I've never seen machinery before in my whole life, so I'm used to talking to squirrels and raccoons.
What do you
So
think this is? What do you think this is?
I'm looking at it and I'm like, what is this thing? Yeah, it's a wonder to me. So I would be very
And then you just
Very-
like navigate the machine
against
as,
even
like, a
trying
pro.
to touch anything because I'd be afraid.
as a question, when you're talking about the reactions and the actions, do we all get an action and a reaction as normal, or does
Yeah.
working together in the thing? Okay.
Yeah. Unless there would be some reason where, somebody got slowed or something like that. Everybody has their normal action, reaction, and even movement. So, like, if you wanted to move from one seat to another seat, or, I gotta climb up because Zip is, got hurt and I'm gonna cast a healing spell on Zip. Like, you've got a movement in there as well.
Mhm.
Burrow's actually gonna look at the eyes, I guess, in the top of the thing, and just gonna try and like push around the thing to see if he can open up a portal. So basically, he's trying to see if he can figure out a way to make the eye open so that he can like stick a hand through it and cast through it. And he's kind of saying, if there's some way to get this open while we are inside, it might be possible that I could sit in this seat. And he taps the back of the healer seat to take care of the health of this thing, but also be able to affect the enemy sometimes if needed.
So you're asking if it does it already, and it doesn't do it already. If you're looking for a way to change it, I'm going to ask you for some sort of skill check. So it could be Arcana, would make a lot of sense to me. But if you want to do something like investigation to see whether he had tried something like that and taken it off, and you want to investigate the books, like suggest to me how you want to go about doing it.
Before she does
Can I
it,
deceive my way into doing that?
I mean, describe to me how.
wait, before she does it, can I cast guidance on her? Just so that she has whatever check that she wants to make, she can have D4.
If only I could inspire myself. I know myself too well to be inspiring to me, I guess.
Swell, I want to suggest something as well, that maybe we should just take the night to read through some of the books on how to work this thing and see if, we can figure out how to modify it ourselves. We just went through like a pretty horrific experience pointing at the goo pile that was like our master's clones, doppelgangers.
But do we know if there's anything? Is there anything else that's gonna come out and do some stuff to us? The dragon's still here, isn't it?
Dragon's still
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
It's still here. I think we should
Yeah.
But it
peace
doesn't
out.
look like, if we look around the space, does it look like the dragon's been in here?
Does not look like the dragon has been in here, but yeah, there's a big open door now.
But we could just sleep inside the friendship bot or whatever. I can't remember what we called it.
Yeah.
Really
The
close to
friendship
dead
bot.
body.
And we could take all the stuff and teleport somewhere and sleep in a different place.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, well, I also say there's tools and everything around here, right? Like there's everything we would possibly need to make modifications.
You know, the tools would probably be mostly back in the very first room under a layer of ice.
Right. But there's no ice in this area.
Yes,
right?
there are some tools, but I mean, there isn't the full range of things. So it depends on what sort of changes you want to make. Like popping the glass open, like being able to open the window. I think that's something to be able to do. If you were like, I want to add an extra arm, you're going to need the forge at the top. You know, It depends on what you want. And, you know, you could teleport back to Zunk's library, Mog says at that point.
Here's a suggestion. Why don't we give it a test run? We'll walk it over to the room where the ice is and see if we can like.
Oh, will it even fit?
Does it have like a flamethrower we could like melt the ice with? Huh? We could just try it out.
And to answer your question as well, yes, this entire place has had 30-foot high ceilings.
Okay.
Or higher. Actually, no, sorry. There was the room that was, you have to duck down. That's the one where there was like sort of, yeah, no, that was my bad. It would have been a little taller. Would have been, yeah, I said it was only 20 feet tall, but yeah, you would have been able to get in there. It's designed for you to be able to take it out.
Well, I know we're all, and again, he'll point at the Goopar that was like the clone of our masters stitched together and be like, we all just like experienced something very traumatic. I think we need to have a little circle and talk about our feelings.
It's actually surprising. I actually feel very good after defeating that thing.
That was cathartic for you?
Very, very healthy.
Okay. Oh.
Somehow more powerful than before in a way that I wasn't.
I mean, I do too.
Does leveling regain our health points? Did leveling do that?
I don't know if it regularly does in Dungeons & Dragons, but I'm saying it does in Magical Marker Land in Haelon.
You can name it Zamabis.
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 I mean, if everyone's okay, I just, you know... yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, Matt. Side note: I adjusted the stats correctly, and now my max hit point is 28, not 33.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe Constitution. Does it add to?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just thought I'd had a few bad rolls. Okay. So if anyone watching this, Boyer and I had the exact same hit points for our characters. We're both at 33.
We can name the mech Yams, Synabis, some acronym of all of our names, whatever that might be.
I could be the pilot or I could switch with people, since if I take a rest, I can get my spell back.
So just out of character, the idea for taking the long rest is that we can go over all the manuals like we did with the Bugmobile, so we can understand how this thing works properly.
Okay.
And then also understand if we wanted to make any changes, we could also have that base understanding too. And also, Swell wants to try something that requires a long rest anyway, based on the last fight. But I don't want to mention it just yet, because it's going to be better for me.
Okay, yeah. Then I will study the
again,
guide.
do we feel like the dragon could surprise attack us here while we sleep? Could we close the doors?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know whether your mentor left the door open or closed up there.
Right.
Oh.
So there's a door in this room, and then there's a door upstairs that you had closed before. You know the creature can burrow, but whether it would want to come down here or could come down here, you don't know.
All right. So maybe Zip's got the right idea. We board this thing, go in there, smush a dragon, punch a smaller suit of armor, and then we'll have the place to ourselves.
Well, I just wanted to melt the ice so we could get the tools. I mean, I'm all down for dragon mode. That wasn't my plan.
Well, let's not kill the dragon, unnecessarily.
I don't know. I think we should. I think we
Pretty
should
sure
show
it's
it
going to be
who's boss.
necessary.
And
If we
we'll
stick
also-
around.
yeah, be dragon slayers too.
If we kill the dragon, will we get another level? That's my question.
Alright. Well, yeah, we could take it back to Zonk's place, is the other thing. Work on it there. At least we'll have relatively...
Wait, how far does it not have any limit to its teleportation?
And anywhere that you have seen on Haelon. So, like, you could go even to the asteroid field, you think, but you don't think you'd be able to, like, if you had gone through one of Doomhilda's doorway to another planet, you're not sure if you'd be able to teleport to a whole other planet.
Well, we could teleport and then to a safe place and then do our reading and then teleport the next day again.
We could go straight to Zonk's junkyard.
Like any place we physically have seen, like not seen in a vision, like we can't teleport to the Titan.
No one has
No,
scrying, right?
You can go to a place that you've seen in a vision as long as you have seen it clearly. And it's, again, a place you've seen clearly. Like, for instance, if you said, I want to go back to, let's say, the deep, remember the crevice that was underground, deep chasm? If you were like, I want to be where we rested for 8 hours there. It's like, oh yeah, you remember that spot because you rested. If you were like, I want to be like, maybe 30 feet down the hallway or, 100 feet down from there. Well, like, you probably don't remember what that looked like because you just whizzed past it. So any place you sort of stopped and spent some time, for sure, you could teleport there. Another thing I forgot to say about teleport is it will not allow you to teleport into a space that will not contain the ship, and you will lose the teleport for the day. So if you tried to teleport into somebody's house, it would not destroy the house. It would just simply not work, and the teleport would be gone for the day. If you wanted to teleport into Zunk's backyard, yes, that's something that it could contain it. Into its laboratory, no.
Into
Brill puts a hand and is just thinking aloud and says, if we can go to that nest where we saw the chimera that had our mentals on its back, we could bring the fight straight to it. Or at worst, spend some time going to Phantom Wall or someone else who has the ability to scry and get a reconfirmation of where it is and then head there direct.
We could go to Thomas Booker's place and he could show us.
Sister Sweet Tooth keeps telling us that person wants to chat with us, and I don't know what that's about, but it seems pretty important.
Right.
We could just spend a day jumping around, chasing up loose ends. As long as we don't have
we
to
can only
fight.
teleport like by using all of our spell slot, right?
Well, we get the one for
Well,
free, and then we can.
Between us all, there's there's 3 full spellcasters and a warlock. So that's 27 plus those 29 slots.
Oh, it's just one spell slot to teleport?
We can do five
Five.
jumps.
Oh, five. Okay.
And then it will
That's
be
any
out
spell
and
slot,
tapped.
not just like 3rd level counts as 3, right? It doesn't do that. It's like
3rd level and a 2nd level. You can
Oh,
channel
okay.
them both, and they can be from...
Okay.
Oh hell, we can jump around wherever we want.
Yeah.
Wait,
We can
you
just
guys
go,
have
we can
different spell
night
slots for
crawl
3rd
and
level one.
It takes 5 spell levels to be able to teleport.
okay.
So you need to be like a 3rd level spell and a 2nd level spell, or a 5th level spell. You guys don't have 5th level spells yet.
No.
So like
That's
a
nice.
3rd and a 2nd, 5 1st level spells, like however you want to do it. And it can be done because in combat, it has to be done by one person at one time. But the teleport thing can be one person storing it up like boom, 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 boom. So you could do like one level, like 5 rounds.
But you can only store one. You can only store once per action in a round.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Unless you like talk to someone and say, "I need a 2nd level spell slot now," and then
yeah.
Also, when I short rest, I get up to a 3rd level's equivalent of a spell back. So just keep that in mind, so I can get essentially 3 more, to add to that if we take a rest at some point in the day.
So maybe we can switch off resting.
Wait, instantaneously. Yeah. Like while you guys are doing stuff, I could literally be our battery and just like chill. You know what I mean?
You do that as many times as you take short rests?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't have a proficiency or anything.
I am a druid. Wait, actually, let me just...
Yeah, you and Bug, between you could get 5 spell slots back. But
it's once.
That's enough for a teleport.
Once.
Let's say that. Also, we could go to where, forget her name. Our little hand friend is... Sutran.
Yeah.
She was a pretty high level spellcaster.
Well,
Last time you talked to her, she was in a dragon's lair looking for, fighting a dragon alongside some compatriots.
Okay. We could get her to be our battery because she's like a high level spellcaster. Sorry?
We don't know where... I don't think we've ever seen where she is.
You're right.
No one has like sending or scrying or anything like that.
So the group has used a group of tabaxis in the past who had a giant gem that they could scry into and have visions that everyone could see. And you also have a hag that you had met named Sister Sweettooth that was able to take some of your hair or blood or some part of you and then cast that sort of thing, make a gelatinous dessert that worked like a crystal ball and would allow everybody to see the vision. So you do know people who can do it, and there are probably other people you guys have met in your days. So like if, East Boreal said, I want to go ask somebody who knows how to scry back in the Vasilic Kingdom, sure, no problem, if you didn't want to go back to those people for some reason.
Oh, can we go on a shopping thing real quick so I can pick up something?
This is what I'm saying. If we go to Zug's workshop, we'll have the city at our disposal as well. So we could restock healing potions and those type of things. And then if we want to spend time modifying this, or just like straight away jump to the next spot, free Bug's patron, that type of thing.
Can I ransack for some valuable things that I could pawn off? Can I just like start taking things? Because I'm gonna need some gold.
Oriel puts up a hand and says, I do have some money coming to me from the from my papa. It's coming to the inn. In whatever the name of the town was, I forgot.
Kaboom Town.
Yeah. At the rancid walrus. Something walrus.
The vampire walrus?
Vampire walrus.
Swell. You have pretty good insight. What's your passive insight?
My passive insight? 16.
It occurs to you that you cannot be scryed upon the last time you checked. And somehow this mentor thing came to you.
That's something, that's exactly, I think I asked that question last game. I was like, how did it find us? But then we're straight into combat.
Yeah. So now that you have a moment to think about it, you think that there's somehow somebody, if they can't track you by magical means, must be tracking either somebody else who's communicating with you or is able to track you through non-magical means through some sort of whisper network or communications between, people who are over long distances. So 2 things occur to you. 1, contacting East Boreal's father. Maybe East Boreal's family is being watched. Or 2, perhaps the criminal organization that you offended and are keeping tabs on you, who now know that you are in town, may have told people because maybe there's a reward that the orange-haired person put on you guys. That's like, there is a, let me know where these people are if you spy them, and is using a criminal network to keep tabs on you. So it could be one or the other or both.
So either way, it's just Boreal's fault.
And so right when Asporiel says, I could go back to town and get some money, it occurs to you like, wait a minute, that might be one of our most dangerous moves, or might be the best confrontational move, depending on how you want to play it.
Did we say out loud that we were trying to find this place?
Ooh.
This secret place that no one has known about for like...
We weren't very secret about any of our things ever.
No.
I'm certain that at least one or two people in town, you said, do you know anything about Lampress Living Steel?
We did talk to them. Was it a Minotaur?
Yeah.
At the Walrus?
Scored,
and that guy was listening.
Warhammer or something? I've got the note on the left-hand side there.
And yes, the Lynx, who was the local Thieves Guild contact, was listening to you guys when you were talking about that. And even the first people you met when you went into town, and I believe the guards at the cemetery, you were like, do you know anything about Lampress Living Steel?
Okay.
And I believe you even asked about where Dark Needle was. So you guys have been leaving a bit of a trail.
Yeah. Also, the whole fact that, Asporiel keeps going, oh yeah, and we're Asporiel and the Teen Titan Slayers.
Yeah.
I'll what will I say? I think Swell has all of that kind of as a light bulb moment, and you see him just kind of go wide-eyed as Asporiel mentions going back into town to collect some money, and I'm like, that's how they found us. Either through like you talking to your family, or that creepozoid panther guy, because he was definitely in that guild that the one.
Quite, yes.
I think because this is like, I think orange-haired person's put a bounty out on us.
That would make an argument for zipping around to a bunch of different places and making ourselves seen, just to confuse the orange-haired bastard.
So, question is then, do we want to go back to Kaboom Town and confront these people, get that money, and then when were you expecting it?
Did my dad have anything to say about when?
I think your dad said that it was there.
Oh, really?
I think that was the last message that you had. Or it'll be there soon. Or something like that.
We could not pop into town, but like, a little outside of it, walk in, grab the money and come out. Or we just pop right into the middle of town in this giant mech. Make a statement,
I'm going to interrupt to say that Zip, if you type, or anybody types Airwalkers into D&D Beyond, is now a magical item, and so is the Minotaur's scimitar.
Are they like Airwalker 5s? Or
I was going to say, did someone named Jordan make them?
Yeah.
No, somebody named Lucas. George Lucas made these things called Airwalkers. They're called the Luke Airwalkers.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm going to get into the mech pilot seat and just start messing around. I want to make it move. I'm bored of talking.
Sure.
Anything that's not nailed down is going into Boxy. Boxy's going in a little closet.
Yeah. I would like to see if I can find any kind of. Did we take everything? All of the things that we could find, right? We took everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that has a gem on it is staying out of Boxy, though.
Sure. Eastbrill, did you write down 400 gold pieces worth of jewelry?
Isn't it 200? Because it was 500 originally, right? And the diamond was 300.
Oh,
the diamond was worth 300?
Yeah.
I thought it was worth 100, but yeah, okay, then it's 200.
Or it had to be 300.
Yeah, Revivify needs 300 gold.
Yeah. Then yeah, it was. Then there's 200 left.
The diamond, sorry, specifically. I think I'm pretty sure I called that out when I was asking for one from Boxy, because I was like, I know you have one, you little gem thief.
And out of above board talk, he does not. He consumes them.
Oh no, I know that was Swell. Swell doesn't really understand what Boxy is.
Okay.
As far as he knows.
I don't think Boxy understands what Boxy is.
So I made a little
from
list
the
in the top
pilot-
left of where places we could go that we kind of have unfinished business or can like do stuff. So what do you all want to do?
From the pilot seat, what can I control? Can I control all of the arms and legs?
So you can control every part of it unless somebody is controlling it as well. So like the Brawler would be controlling the arms if you are not controlling them. Like they can take control of them and make attacks. And you're basically sort of controlling left-right movement. So you're basically the legs and the balancing of the tail sometimes. You can move the arms if nobody else is using them. So you can make it like do a Superman fly or a Naruto run or whatever you want to make it do.
Yeah, I'll kind of stomp around the room a little bit first,
Okay.
just to get used to the controls. And then if no one else is inside, I might like shout down and be like, "Does anybody want to ride? Does anybody want
I'm
to
probably
ride?"
inside. I'm probably
For the-
looking at the manual inside.
For the protector role, the giving the brawler advantage on the next attack, is that an action or is that a spell slot?
That's an action.
What's the
As-
brawler again?
Melee attacks, and you have an energy sword, which is force damage.
Is it like what? Does it rely on any modifier, strength modifier, or anything?
It does not. It has its own. However, the number of attacks you get is relevant to whoever is able to attack with it. Like, if you're a trained fighter, you're going to be able to maybe get 2 attacks. Whereas if you're not a trained fighter, you can only get 1.
You mentioned something earlier about like opening a door and then closing again to cast a spell outside. Is that achievable from the lower seats?
Only the lower seats.
Okay. Esporial climbs inside when Zip says, "Does anybody want to ride?" And then he kind of sits down in the protector seat and like fiddling around with it and looking at the pages that are talking about it or whatever diagnostic screen it has, and then kind of
Okay.
test open the doors to see if it works, like he thinks it does.
The door, yeah, you can figure out how to open the door from the inside and pop out.
Mm.
And the seats for the spell, like all of the seats for the pilot and the healer do not spin, but the spell slinger, the brawler, and the protector all spin around a central axis.
Mhm.
So you can make somebody at the front and somebody else at the back. But the pilot always has to be facing forward out of this, looking out of this main gem-shaped eye hole in the front.
Okay.
I probably.
Cause,
Okay, go ahead.
he just sits in there and like kicks open the door with a leg and says, "I think this might actually be the best spot for me."
Mog says, "I think I know where I'm going," and she goes into like the special bar that's actually between the levels. She's like, "I know. Come on, Boxy, let's get in." And Boxy shakes his head.
He shakes his
Oh my-
head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in the brawler's seat then.
Why does
Seeing everyone
because
else.
if Boxy goes in there, he's gonna explode into a million pieces.
I'll be like, "Come on, Boxy, you
Oh.
can sit on my lap."
Boxy
Right.
will sit on your lap.
Because it's extra dimensional space.
Yeah.
All right, is everyone sat? Is everyone sat down? Assam, where are you sitting? Are you inside?
Wait, you're muted.
bud.
Can we write our names next to the spaces that
Yeah.
I wrote little.
You can. Yep. I'll be brawler.
I guess I'll go healer. I mean, healer or protector, I feel like. But
Yeah, I think
Esporial's already on
can probably
protector.
swap spaces, especially if the screen can be modified so that it can open.
This time you should be spell Slinger.
You hear a Mog inside your head, Bug, saying, "If we get in a real fight, I'm coming out though.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I want to try this thing out because this is actually pretty fun."
Esporial will also hold up the circlet and says, if anybody has a want for this, it's fun, but nothing I especially need.
You hold up a what?
The circlet, the little headband that lets you change out your cantrip. Is that one
So-
day or?
It allows you to change your cantrip to a different energy type. So if you had a ray of frost, you could make it a ray of lightning. If you had
Oh,
a
I
shocking
see.
grasp, you could make it a icy grasp.
Oh, can I change it from psychic to like force?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. He does not say that then. He keeps it.
Yeah, so
All right.
up in the top left corner, I've put down the places we could potentially go from here. So we go to Sister Sweet Tooth, we get some information, maybe rest up. We go to Zug's, we can shop, we can modify, we can find out about that crime gang, maybe do an investigation check on them and rough them up and be like, who's paying you? And we can also rest. Go to Tabaxi Town, we can do some scrying, find more locations to go, and probably rest as well. Kaboom Town, we could just like walk or fly back there from here, I guess. Get like used to it. Ispiro, you can get your money. We can beat up some criminals and maybe ask them some questions. Or we can go a room back or whatever to do some dragon murder as a test.
Yeah. Let's go and murder that dragon as a test. Just
And
to
I
see how
think-
this thing works.
And I think if we go to Phantom Waller should be last because that seems the most efficient place to see all the places we need to go. Be
Yes.
the best place to get the most up to date spot of where the chimera is.
I'm also going to say to everyone, from now on, we're on message silence because they don't have radios. So we're on message silence. We don't tell anyone anything because I think we're being tracked because they can't track us, but they can track people that we tell things to, or if we let things slip.
I hate to break it to you, but we are a somewhat obvious group, especially, and he holds up a hand, with this.
Yeah, but they can't scry on us specifically.
Sure. But if we show up somewhere with a big-ass giant machine, how many ends they know to be able to
No.
think, oh, is that fellow? That's
I'm gonna
no.
start stomping my way back through the tunnels.
talking.
But before any of this, I'd like to ask anybody if they can make use of the scimitar more than I can. Is everyone?
What does it do again?
It gives a +2 to attack, a +2 to damage. It crits on 19 and 20, and as a bonus action, you can change the damage type of the blade.
Yeah, I mean, I could use it. I'm used to this, and he kind of like whips the hammer around a few times, but it's not magic at all.
Yeah. In case anybody wants to get, anyone who wants to get into, because it's a sword. So if this is a better option for you guys, I'll give you guys this. Because if not, I'm gonna pawn it.
Mog says, whoever's doing the fighting outside of the ship should have it. If we go that route.
Yeah, just hang on to it for now.
Better.
Hang on to it.
So, I will say that Kaboom Town is the one where people will notice you right away. The Tabaxi Town, Zug's backyard, and Sister Sweet Tooth, there shouldn't be anybody around to notice you, really.
Maybe we want to be discreet. Do we need money right now? Or do we have enough?
Yeah, what do we
A lot of
even
money.
need to buy?
I need to buy something.
How much money do you need?
What is it?
I need an acorn. A
What?
very expensive acorn. I
What?
just want an acorn.
Why?
It's a 200 gold acorn.
We have 200 gold.
Why?
I mean,
I can basically give us an additional NPC to our team.
I'm
we
also
have
going to
like
ask you.
49,000 gold. So
I'm going to say to Assam, do you want to come with us? Like, is this something that you're okay helping us with? It's not really your fight, but
I got nothing better to do.
all right. Enough for me.
But yeah, I want this
Where
acorn.
would you get this acorn from?
I don't know, somewhere. Unless it's magically in my bag somehow. A 200 gold worth acorn.
So is it a item that you would use to cast a spell with that, like the 300 gold piece diamond?
No, it doesn't dissipate, but I do need it in order to cast through. So
Right. So in order to find that, you would probably go to either a gems place that has a lot of gems and jewelry, or you would go to like a spell casting place, and you'll find both of those things in the town where Zug used to live.
Okay. Let's go there then.
Well, first of all,
Wait.
stomp.
I'm stomping through the tunnels.
So
Okay.
you stomp up through the tunnels. The door was left open to the tile puzzle. You're into the room with the frozen doo-doo, into the room with the bones in the nest.
I'm gonna kick those bones.
Do it.
You kick the bones.
Just gonna
At this
just kick
point-
them all around.
Swell realizes that there is not only animal and humanoid bones in there, but also some metallic things, like there were some constructs
Oh,
in and amongst the bones that it collected.
interesting. Anything of use, or is it just kind of like bits and pieces of
Bits and pieces. Yeah,
Is
probably
there-
not useful.
In this room, there was like a hole where the dragon was hiding, right? I'm gonna stick my hand. I'm gonna stick one of the giant hands in there. Just kind of root around.
All right, you stick the hand in, and it can't really get in because your arm was like bigger than, like it made these fairly large because it needs to be able to get through them quickly. But you try to get that big fist in there, and you're sort of smashing the ceiling a bit. Nothing.
No dragon? All right. We'll go to the next room then.
Go to the next room. That is the room that has the frozen forge.
So this is where all the tools are, right?
Yep.
Now, does this thing have some kind of flamethrower on it? Can
Oh
we?
my god, do we have a flamethrower?
You do not have some sort of flamethrower. You do have somebody inside who can melt a lot of ice very quickly. You know, once per round can basically do a large chunk of it.
Yeah. So I'll say, just get ready, because I'll like point inside the thing with my own hand at the suit of armor. And I'll say that thing's going to come alive. I'm pretty sure that's a construct that's going to fight
Oh,
us.
great! Yeah, we can test this thing out. We can
Okay.
maybe. How much
At this
bigger are
real-
we than the other suit of armor?
You're triple its size.
Oh, that's great.
Spoil is going to say, well, I can make that suit of armor very hot and melt itself out and also damage it.
Okay. So I'll jump out. I'll say, Mog, you got my seat for now, and then I'll jump out and start. Basically, I'll melt the suit and then the suit of armor, and then I'll kind of run away from it to get some.
Once the ice starts melting, Isbroil is going to cast heat metal through the open door,
Oh, smart.
and then
All right, you guys make short work of this thing. Bug smashing it as a brawler with the energy sword. You get in some practice piloting it around, and even Eastbroil can whack it with the tail a little bit, and it is just hot and melting and just basically collapses into a pile
Does
of...
it try to move? Is it like?
Oh yeah, it tries to fight you guys, and it puts up a fight, but
Sad.
not a very good one. It's not worth rolling out.
Yeah.
And then I'll basically I'll melt the rest of the ice in this. Well, not the rest of it, but anywhere there's anything of interest.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff that seems like it would make things, you don't know if this is anything better than Zunk's warehouse or whatever, but you can put a bunch in Boxy and bring it with you.
Cool. Random junk. Add that to the Boxy's inventory list.
That's his entire inventory list.
But no dragon, eh?
Dragon does not come.
Okay, I'm just gonna yell out coward.
No.
All right. Dragon does not come.
does
Boss
anybody
Let's just leave him alone.
know how to speak Dragonese?
No, we would have definitely
Maybe-
used it in the fight.
Yeah.
It was
Maybe
mentioned like
that's
50
what-
times.
Yeah.
Dragonese. I believe it's Scalish.
Dragonic. The Dragonic. Yeah.
Dragones.
I'm pretty sure like 4 of us speak the same language. Like Sylvan. I think everyone took Sylvan or yeah.
All right.
I have the spell where I can touch them and we can understand what they're saying.
I've got tongues as well. I just don't currently have it.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, let's. What I suggest then is that we should go back to that room where we found the mech, and then close all the doors on the way. So that if the dragon is in there, or like whatever, it won't be able to get in there. So it's at least somewhat protected.
No, let's just go to Zunks. We don't need to stay here.
It must have all the tools that we need as well, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
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 All right. Teleport.
Tell me, Zip,
Swell's still outside.
tell me what it looks like.
Swell's still outside the pot.
Oh, Swell's not inside? Fine,
it's like Home Alone. Where's Swell?
The dragon comes back out now.
The dragon's like, now I have you.
I have you now.
Now I'm not a coward.
Yeah, I'm yelling out the ceiling. You coward! You dragon! You yellow-bellied! The icicle and the thing just teleports away, and I'm like, oh no!
I envision this thing as it teleports. It does like a little like K-pop dance, like this little thing, like almost like the fusion dance, but at the end it like strikes a pose, and then it like and then it like vanishes.
Love it.
All right,
It takes
you
10
guys appear in the back of Zunk's workshop area. It's a tall building. You're mostly protected from the outside. Somebody might notice it looking over, like if they were far enough back or on a high enough rooftop or something, they might notice this big ship there, but it's mostly hidden from the street. And you're, for Joe's benefit, inside of an enormous cavern at the top of a high mountain. You're in a home that belongs to dwarves and goblins. They have a peace, and they mine the tunnels together. And this is their old hometown where Bug grew up. And I believe it's called Cloud Kiss. Because it's very close to the top of the, often is kissing the clouds as they pass over top. It's so tall. You guys pile out and get into Zunk's workshop, and it looks, Bug still remembers the passwords to get in and out, and the alarms. Nothing's happened since you've been gone because there is the security report.
Since you've been gone.
And you are able to take some time to plan something. What would you like to do to alter the ship?
I think we need to spray paint some flames on it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a marker
Paint
for
it
that.
red so it goes faster.
Yes.
It's where I want to look into the window thing.
Okay. Is anybody helping Isburiel look into the window thing, or do you have other projects?
No, I'll assist Isburiel.
All right.
I'll do the flames.
Okay.
I'll draw like angry eyebrows on its face.
Well, why don't I pop up the picture of it, and you can draw on top of it.
Okay. So it looks more frightening. Maybe we'll get an advantage on.
I'm gonna look into how to make the spell Slinger stronger.
Okay. Does anybody want to help Bug make the spell Slinger stronger?
Why can't I find this layer?
I mean, I feel like is it mostly like we're just going to work on this for a few hours and go to sleep? Like we'll be able to like achieve one thing each type deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as you're not activating something that somebody else is working on, like if you're both working on fixing the knees to do something, then it's going to be a problem. But you and like Bug is working on something different than Isburiel.
Okay, so currently what was the I can do 2d8 healing? Right?
To the ship, yes.
To the ship, yeah. If per spell level, or like 1d8 per
Yes.
spell level, and then it's like more per
2d8 per spell level, and if you do a 48, so for a second level, and if you are a healer like you are, you get to add your wisdom bonus to it.
That's,
so
that's pretty badass already, so I think I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'll help whoever wants help. So I guess I said Esperial. I'll help out, so that's what I'll do.
Yeah, that's appreciate it.
How about Assam? Do you want to help out Bug, or do you have your own project you want to do?
Just drawing cheeks on this. Here we go. Perfect to match the other mechs. Okay. I'll assist anybody who needs help. That's fine.
All right.
That's my job.
So, Esporial and Bug, you can make. I'm going to say Arcana checks at advantage. And assuming that because Swell is helping out, you can have a guidance, Esporial.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going to give... You get a guidance, you get a guidance. Less is just for saving throws and attack rolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so guidance.
Assam, can you give guidance?
Yeah, I can give guidance.
What is
and
guidance?
I
It's gonna
can
give
hand
you
out guidance like candy, like it's a cantrip. So
Right, but I'm
You
just
can
gonna have
compound.
one
Can you
roll for
compound
the whole
it?
thing. You cannot compound it.
Yeah.
If you had 2 people cast guidance, I would let you roll 2d4s and take the highest. But you're not going to be able to,
Add them together.
add
Well,
them together.
can I use my lucky if I don't get if I don't like my roll?
Absolutely. I think you used 1 lucky in the fight, so you should still have some luck left.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, maybe it would have just come back after you leveled up anyways.
Oh. That's
So, who wants to do the roll? Bug or Esporial? Who wants to go first?
Oh, I made my roll already. It's
Okay.
24.
nice.
24. Okay. You are able to come up with a way, like you've never done this sort of stuff before. It is incredibly difficult, and you're very challenged by trying to figure out how to make it work. You're used to using words and music, and this, while there is a math involved in music, it's not the same sort of math that you would use in calculating a Magitech device. But with Swell's help and some magical guidance, you start to place together things and look for ways to make it work. And I'm going to say that you are able to... Tell me exactly what the effect is that you want.
Essentially, he just wants to make the window.
The chest window?
Windows within. No, in the head for the healer seat.
So the healer doesn't have a window.
Right, because they're facing
high.
away from the...
Yeah, they only have a screen. So the protector, and all the ones on the bottom can spin around and have access to that central thing. So you could have 3 people all the 3 people in the bottom could be able to open it and do something and close it and open it and do it and close it on their turn.
Well, essentially what he wanted to do was to give the healer spot the same ability to put out a hand outside of the mech and cast.
Okay, you can accomplish that, but it is going to create a hole in the back of the mech.
Mm-hmm.
And so the healer will be able to do stuff looking at the back. Mm-hmm. So as long as there's something in the rear of you, the healer can do it. Or like the head is turned around, the head would have to spin around the other way. And it does spin like it is it's like an owl or even like a robot that can go all the way around it, or R2-D2, I should say. That'd be a better comparison. So yeah, it would make the pilot maybe not see quite as well, but it can be done quickly enough. You do it successfully, however, because you put a hole in it, you've weakened it in a way that is not ideal, and I'm going to drop its maximum hit points down to 320 instead of 350.
Okay.
So it's still pretty healthy, but you've had to sacrifice some durability for access.
Okay.
What did you roll? You
She
rolled
just makes like a
24,
little
right?
hatch.
24, yeah. But it's something he has never done before and never tried before. So, and this is something that Lamprus did try to do and has experimented with. But basically, from looking at the notes, Esporial was able to see the one thing that he wasn't able to see. But again, not perfectly. It's the first time Esporial, I think, has been trying to build something metallic. like this.
There's a lot of cursing going on.
How about Bug?
My best roll with the guidance is 15.
Would Bug have had some sort of experience with like tinkering, working and living around Zug at all?
That's a question for Bug. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I would be great.
So the
at
DC would be lower for you. It's not an excellent roll, and you could try this again because you haven't broken it. But with a 15, I'm going to say that what you have now is 1d8 plus your spell attack score. So for you, it would be, it's wisdom or charisma? What is it for warlocks? I forget. Charisma. So it would be your charisma bonus. So it would 1d8 plus whatever per spell level. If you wanted to spend another day working on it, you might be able to put it up higher.
Wait, so if Assam was like shooting, then what would that be?
It would be wisdom because druids use wisdom.
Okay. Do you have high wisdom?
Yeah, it's really high.
How high are we talking about?
My wisdom is an 18 with a +4.
So is that like just +4?
It'd be 1d8 plus 4
Plus 4.
instead of 1d8.
Okay.
So the average damage has gone up, has basically doubled. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. But if you wanted to try and get it up to be 2d8 or something like that, that would be you could try it the next day.
Are we writing down all these mods? For some reason, I made like a pseudo item in D&D Beyond, but it won't let me edit it for some reason. It's really kind of annoying.
When all of this stuff is finished, I'd like to do some shopping. So I'm going to ask for like 500 gold so I can go get some like healing potions and that type of thing. Because I don't have any money. But
we are sore out of healing potions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will also do that. Get some healing potion.
Okay. So the next, I mean, that you've basically spent your whole day doing that except for Zip and Mog. So you could send Zip and Mog to go pick up the acorn and the healing potions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we'll go do some shopping.
Well, yeah, they were painting up the thing, so.
Oh, yeah, maybe Mog could do it while Zip is painting.
Sure. She asks if Boxy can come with her because she doesn't know this town. This is her first time in town.
Yeah. Foxy will
I'm
go.
gonna take her aside as she's leaving and say, Can you get me like a box of some kind? Not like boxy, but like like a box, you know? Something that's like
how big?
Like, you know, yay big, about like golf ball sized essentially. And I'll say, lead lined would be preferable. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. As long as you guys are giving her the money, she's happy to go and take care of the stuff and see the city, but she's never seen.
I'll say, talk to Daddy Bug. He's got all the cash. I've got nothing.
Monk has been to this city. This is where the carnival was, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, she has been. Sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, she's going to be like, okay, yeah, I know where I'm going. No problem.
Bug, do you have all the money, or did you put it in Boxy?
Boxy has all the money.
All right, so she'll take Boxy with her because she doesn't want to split the party too much, especially knowing that there's a crime gang out there looking for her and the rest of you. But she's like, maybe they won't recognize me by myself. And
she has 54,000 gold at her disposal, basically.
Who has this?
There's
Assam
about
turns into an
54,000.
owl. Who?
your head's sideways in shock.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not sure anybody's actually been keeping track, but there's 54. I mean, in character, but there's 54,000 in Boxy. So essentially, I guess Mog could just reach out a hand, and be like, "Money, please."
all right.
Assam has never seen money like that at all. Period. We barter with like mushrooms and And tea leaves.
How many? So we'll just buy as many as they sell, like healing potions wise.
Okay. So what happens is she comes back and she has 8 regular healing potions. 2 of the one that's 1 better, and 1 of the one that's 2 better.
So these people went on a shopping trip?
Yeah.
Can I?
You have a golden acorn. That's
Yes.
the amount of money you wanted.
Fucking.
There is a lead-lined box that could hold a golf ball. And Mog has done stuff like her first place she stopped off was getting some new clothes and stuff, so she looked very different. So she would blend in better. So like she comes back and she's wearing like a wizard hat and wizard robes. So she looks like a big tough wizard instead of a fighter. She's trying to look kind of like there's the god Brovon, who is the god of knowledge and exercise, and so she wants to look like a follower of Brovon.
I do love the visual thing against type.
My initial pitch to Brian for this is that I wanted to play a muscle wizard who used strength as their spellcasting modifier instead.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
He rips his shirt off and flexes.
Yeah, and that's
To
how it's like
cast
you cast fireball from your pecs.
So
I once played with a guy who made a bard that was like Hulk Hogan and flexed the muscles like to inspire people, like, "You got this!" And then the person had inspiration.
I mean, most, pro wrestlers are bards, basically.
It would give me inspiration. Shit.
wait, you said potion healing minor? 8 of them? Is it minor?
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep
How
track
many
of all that?
greater?
I forgot which one is like. So it's like, what's the one better than minor?
Greater.
Greater.
It's healing potion, greater, superior.
Okay, so greater. There was. I think I said. You know what? I'm going to say there's 3, and there's 1 of superior.
I'm gonna take just.
Oh, and she comes back also with 4 300 gold piece diamonds.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
King.
I'll take 2 of them, and then I go to put one in box in, and I'm like, and I give the other one to Espurial, I guess. Whoever takes it.
Oh, I got him some gems already. He's happy.
Okay.
What happens when you put gems in Boxy?
He eats them.
He eats them.
So they disappear forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't actually know how we digest them, because they never actually come out. There's no waste as such.
Last time he ate a lot, and he turned into that, and he used to just look like a box, which is why he's called
maybe we
Boxy.
should give them more diamonds.
That's
No,
true.
you
We
be-
do have a lot of money, and if we give him a lot, maybe he'll turn into like a giant cat or a griffin or a dragon.
Yeah.
How rich is this Boreal, right? I look at all this money and I give her a look like,
It's
who are you?
Esperial does not disclaim being rich, but this money is actually out of character. This money came, I forget where it came from, but we picked it up somewhere.
Came from this very building we're inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we like looted this building.
This is Zunk's money.
Yeah.
Sunk.
That's, Bugs.
It's actually my money. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My
If you
ass.
want to spend it on Boxy, you can.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna
actually,
say
that'd be kind of fun. See,
for the potion, we won't. Let's not keep it all in boxies. Like we'll just divide it in case you guys
the
need it right
diamonds
away.
too.
Yeah, I'll
think we
just
should
take like
suppose-
2. I feel like because I'm at range, so I'll just take 2.
I think we should spread out the diamonds, 1 to each person.
Okay.
In case.
So I have a diamond. With 300.
Unfortunately, my version of I noticed that druids do get revivified, but not mine specifically. Unfortunately, That would
I don't
be
need a
nice.
diamond. What do I need a diamond for?
To be revivified.
Oh, like
So it's handy
I-
if you get dead.
if I. Oh, okay.
It's just
but
on
like,
you.
wouldn't this spellcaster need it?
but it's on your person.
Yeah.
So,
like they don't have to like wait for someone to bring it over.
Yeah. I'll have one on me, but I think I'm the only one that can cast Revivify at the moment, and I can only do it twice per day right now. Because I think I got 2 3rd level spells now.
I feel like I'm the melee character, or you guys can have it.
I think it's better to spread it out in case something happens to someone else. We get separated or whatever.
Yeah.
How much are the diamonds worth again? 400 gold?
300.
300.
I will take a few of the healing potions, if that's okay, because I have a bandolier. I guess we all have the bandoliers and stuff, so... Alright, so we can just split them up amongst everyone.
Someone take the greater and the superior.
We'll give... I think Zip is probably going to take the most damage if we get into melee, so that might be...
How about whoever... Mog says, how about whoever takes the boots?
Oh yeah, whoever's going to be spending time outside.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How many regular potions of healing did we have?
8.
8? Alright, so I'll take 2 of them.
I'll take 2 as well.
I took 2 already, so
4, 6. So
That's
2 more left.
There's 2 more of those, and then none of the higher ones have been taken yet.
I'll just
So
take
do you
one.
need 2? Do you need 1?
Mog still has one, so she'll let Assam take the last one.
It's
And
greater healing, you said?
No, this is just regular.
minor.
Alright, minor.
And then
We should be okay if we're inside.
Potion
It's
of
just, if we end up getting out somehow. But we'll see.
there's 3 greater healing, right?
There are 3 greater healings, yes.
So whoever's
So-
going outside the mech should take it. But we'll decide that.
Oh, okay. Later. Sure.
Are you going to give Boxy gems or not give Boxy gems?
Let's do it.
Give Boxy gems.
Yes.
All right.
We'll just
You
stuff it. It's Thanksgiving. It's his birthday.
Get him a whole bunch of gems, and he starts to shimmer and change shapes again.
Wow.
I'm going to let, because he is your familiar, I'm going to let you choose his next form, Bug.
Me.
Yeah, what does he look like now?
What's his 3rd evolution?
Yeah, now we've heard
yeah.
of the ideas of like a griffin or a dragon, but it could be something else. It could be, maybe it's a slime now, maybe it's a flying cat, maybe whatever you want it to be.
A flump.
A giant hippo.
Oh wait.
A miniature version of you.
Oh, I like a slime. I like slime idea. Maybe it's a giant. How big is it?
I mean, that's also up to you.
It's gonna be a giant slime.
You won't
And-
fit in
What about the
thing.
flumps?
The what?
Flumps. They're like basically floating psychic friendly jellyfish.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
They look kind of like...
They've got like 2 little stock eyes.
This is like classic D&D stuff right here.
Yeah.
But don't be tied to that. Make it whatever you want it to be, Bug.
I was just like, here, I'll try it. It'll be really big, almost as big as the mech. Or maybe that's inconvenient. Never mind.
I was going to say, he won't fit in the mech with us if he does that. But
Well, I was thinking he
he's
could
big.
fly around.
Squish.
Yeah.
He could fly around and you can sit on top of him. If you want.
Yeah.
And be comfy. So it's like a very comfortable, it's like a beanbag basically.
All right.
You mean like
beanbag.
a big potato looking thing?
And
Yeah, I guess. It's a
And
giant
he's-
potato.
when this happens, when he transforms into this, he goes, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna, it
Big
can like,
now.
it can like be in like different shapes, like it doesn't have to be this shape, but
So
What
he's
sort of
kind of
color
like a
is it?
shape changer? Is that what you mean?
like it's like it will like even with the other shapes it will still be blobby, like
Ah.
What does he have a particular color?
Is he still like box colored?
I guess brown, like potato.
Brown.
Potato.
Oh, no.
Potato
He's just
brown.
a giant turd. Oh no.
How much did the gems for Boxy cost?
Basically, because there was that chanting, let's do it. I'm going to say most of your gold is now gone. How much?
Oh my god.
That's too much power.
Yeah, so it's like, we'll say you've got 5,000 left.
That's a
only
lot of-
5,000.
That's
You
a
had,
lot
like,
of
seven-
money to spend. That's a
You had
lot.
Yeah,
you had like what, 50,000 or something?
Jesus.
yeah.
But now you have a flying,
It's really
shape-shifting slime character that can assist you in your final battles.
What? So does it have any stats or anything like that?
It does, but I will have them.
It's
Oh, but you'll
Invincible.
have them. Are you gonna pilot it, or is Bug gonna pilot it?
it doesn't need to be piloted or like controlled.
We
If
can
it's
we just say that
if-
covers the potions and stuff as well?
Yeah.
Like that.
That's how much you have left after everything that you got bought, including those diamonds, including the acorn, the box.
This is giving me some vibes of like in the Power Rangers how like there was the Mechazord, but then there was like the Green Ranger that was on the dragon or whatever.
yeah.
But with us, the Green Ranger is more like the brown potato.
yeah.
Maybe he's a rainbow potato.
Rainbow
Change colours
potato,
for
I like
once.
that.
Maybe you can change color if you guys don't like the brown.
No. I
Brown's
like the
fine.
brown.
Yeah.
The brown
Like
is.
you can change.
Especially if, like, as a slime, he's like a glossy, shiny brown.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Okay.
There's one last thing I want to do once we've had a long rest, but I don't want to derail
Okay.
the thing.
So, you guys are going to have your long rest. During your long rest, Bug, you receive a vision from your patron that says, you have now got an amazing power. Please come, use it to free me. All of the things are falling into place.
Okay. All right. I will be coming soon. Don't worry. Sit tight. Or am I? Do I communicate with it?
You can mentally say that in your mind.
Yeah.
And the voice says, excellent. I'll see you soon, my friend.
Wait. Can you show me what it looks like where you are? Oh.
You have seen a vision of this cavern before.
Oh. Okay.
It is an underground cavern with a ziggurat inside of it, and has. When you saw it before, there was like a image of like a constellation-like sky across the top. But that is not what is really there. You knew that that was a feeling, because that actually was your mentor projecting themselves into the picture, because your mentor looks like a constellation.
Like, would I be able to use it to teleport there?
You would be able to use it to teleport there as long as you're focused on the ziggurat itself and the ground and not the roof of the cavern.
Okay.
And Swell, you have a dream as well. The dark
Okay.
spirit comes to you and says, I see that you've found a way to cheat death without me. I'll just have to be plain about this. If you can break me free, I will help you out in whatever way I can in the coming battle. Maybe you need somebody to run interference, maybe somebody to track down that orange-haired fool for you. I'm happy to do that. You've made a deal with the devil before. We're not all bad.
I've made a deal with the devil?
The succubus.
Yes, the succubus that was in the painting.
Oh, I just...
You got
okay.
Britta back. And
She's
everybody
back?
else that was trapped in the painting.
All right.
She's still not conscious, but that wasn't the devil's doing.
Right.
That was the orange-haired fellow. Common enemy. I could help you with that. But I need to be freed. If I'm freed, I go back to hell. I don't come to your dimension. I don't bother you anymore. Somebody bound me to this ring. To use me. If you don't use me by breaking me free, you'll find you'll be using me for evil yourself. If you let me go back to my realm, well, I'll do what you would call evil, but only to those already in hell.
I want to insight the heck out of this guy.
Sure.
Because I do not believe the devil man telling me such sweet things.
As I'm asleep, I'm gonna roll over like in sleep and guidance.
So did you beat your passive insight?
I did not, but do I get guidance? Does that? No, actually, it doesn't matter.
No, but you can have your passive insight score.
Okay.
Which lets you know he is arguing or trying to make a deal from a position of not having power.
Mm-hmm.
And you both seem to want the same thing. He wants to be free of the ring and go back to hell.
Do I think he'll go back to hell if he is freed?
If he does not go back immediately, you think if you kill him, you will. And if you think you're inside the mech with your friends, you will be able to kill him, unless he teleports away or something like that.
Okay.
But if you've made a deal with him, he is bound to the deal, just like the other devil was.
Okay. Swell's mulling this over.
It says, you're already shaking things up with what gods are allowed and who gets power. Why do you think devils don't deserve a piece of this?
Okay, hold on, wait. If I do free you, you're bound to the things you've said, that you have to help us. But once that is done, you have to go back to hell. You cannot remain on this plane.
I have to go back to hell, but someday I may return if there is some reason I must, or it's beneficial. But I will not return to bother you or your friends. And we do not have an agreement until you pick the thing you want me to do besides never return. I understand never return is an important part. So I will not return to bother you, and I will not come back to the prime material plane for, say, 30 years.
When it's future people's problem. Okay.
Well, hopefully you'll live that long.
I promise you this. I will consider it.
Think about what you're asking for. Come back when you have an idea. Just think it, and I'll know you want to talk to me.
Okay.
And
in the morning, can I wake up early? Before everyone else is awake?
Shh. I mean, if you go to bed early, then you still wouldn't wake up before the elves.
Okay.
Isburiel would be pretending to sleep, or like not wanting to do any work, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, in that case, I'll wake up Isburiel and I'll say, "Can you come with me? I need help with something." Please, it's important.
Right. What is it?
Just
What is it?
keep an eye on me, and if anything bad happens, just get help.
Just give me 5 minutes. And he's going to check himself in the mirror.
Am I awake?
I mean, could be, but I think Swell wanted to have like a quiet moment.
Okay, that's fine. Just in case.
And once he's put himself in order and, restored his confidence with the mirror, then he will trundle along behind.
I'll go somewhere that's like away from everyone else, either like where the mech is, or like out in the warehouse area or something like that. And I'll put the lead line box on the ground, and I'll sit down in front of it, and I'll just look up at his burial and kind of like breathe heavily and be like, okay, here I go. And I'm going to cast Remove Curse on the ring and let it fall off into the lead line box, which I'll close immediately.
Okay.
So
It
that's my
works.
plan. I remove Curse on the ring. Hopefully I am unattuned from it, and I can take it off, or it falls off by itself straight into the box, which I'll then close.
Yep. You get the ring off.
Cool. I'm like, okay, all right. I'll stand up and throw it. No, I'm joking. I'll I'll start to wrap it up in leathers, tie it up really tight, all that sort of thing, and I'm just like, okay. Whew. I didn't know if that was going to work.
You took off some. You woke me up to watch you take off some jewelry.
Okay, remember how I told you I saw like a demon guy? I'll rattle the box with the ring in it. Yeah, this ring was extremely cursed.
That's right. You took it off of that creepy upside down tree figure thing. I suppose it makes sense that it was cursed.
He came to me like when Mog died and was like, I can bring her back, and I was like, yeah, nah. And then last night he was like, I can help you fight the monsters, and I was also like, maybe, but then I just don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. Like,
Devils will keep their word. It's just if that word is what you think the word you hear is the word that's actually said.
Exactly. So, anyway,
we have a sweet new ride, so
I think we'll be okay. But I was like, I just had to remove temptation, honestly, and I didn't know how well this would go. If like the removing curse would like free him or whatever.
So what do we drop it into a volcano now, or?
I don't know if would that free him.
Well, if breaking it, how is it supposed to free him? Do you just say you free him, or does it have to be destroyed?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just drop into the ocean and let some gigantic fish become devil imbued.
Okay, here's a question for you, Brian. Does my order have like a vault where they put evil things away from the rest of the world, where they look after them, protect them, make sure no one can get to them?
I would say that they probably would. You wouldn't know where it is, and I'm not sure you would trust them, but you might, because you know there are some people in your order you don't trust, and there are some people you do.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't trust them because they're jerks, not because I think they would. Or like, maybe they would. Saying it out loud, and I'm like, okay. I'll think about it. I'll hold on to it for now, but we'll see.
Okay.
Put it in my backpack and put like a little note on it. Says, do not open, extremely cursed. Alright, thank you.
Anybody
Can
want
you
to...
make breakfast now then? And it's gonna go back to...
Is this are we gonna do some big boy stuff today? Big
Yes.
boy?
Big boy stuff.
Big boy stuff. Okay. That means I bring the big boy spells.
Well, did you guys want to try and change the ship again before you leave?
Or,
Are we leaving
well,
like
at least.
today, or are we leaving?
we probably should.
Okay, then that's fine. Are you drowning in the? Are you
Yes.
inside the box?
Yes.
That's how we can get stuff. Just like reach inside of him now.
It's just the stuff's floating inside him.
Yeah.
So instead of gelatinous cube, it's gelatinous potato.
Yeah. So there's randomly a cat in the middle.
I just hope that it tastes like chocolate pudding and not potato pudding. I guess it's mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
It's
if it's bugs,
That's true.
gotta taste like potato, right? Favorite food.
What's the party's next action, other than having a delicious, healthy breakfast probably made by Assam?
Yeah.
Well, it
I'll
swells up.
woken up
and
early.
I was going to say, he's grateful for Isburial helping him, so it's hard to make it, at least.
That is something that Isabella brings up while they're eating his breakfast that he does not thank Swell for. He does just like point at everyone with a fork while he's chewing and says, so next on the list, do we go to Sister Sweet Tooth? We go to... It wasn't Bug's patron Titan?
Oh yes,
Still caught
we
in
need
there?
to go. Yes, we need to save her. She talked to me last night actually,
Well,
and
Do you know how to get to her?
Yeah, I have an idea. I have a vision of what it looks like, and we can teleport to there.
Okay.
All right, Bug, do you want to get in the pilot seat this time?
Okay, I'll do it. And
Because I really want to try out that big sword, so I'm going to sit in the polar seat.
All right, well then give me the boots for the day.
Okay, I'll take the big stuff. I'll give him the mug.
All right, cool.
And then everyone had to be inside to teleport, right? So.
Yeah.
And I squeeze Boxy into the door.
How does Boxy fit in here with us, Brian?
He's a gelatinous ooze, so he just sort of like makes it. There's like a brown coating around, like where you guys are, like spread around the space.
It's like Evangelion, the LCL fluid, except
That's what
it's
I was
just
picturing.
boxy
Yeah.
around
Okay.
everyone.
That's literally what I was thinking as well. I was like, this is like an Evangelion. We're like breathing Boxy right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with that. That's what's happening.
Oh.
Jesus.
What does Boxy taste like?
Again, like mashed potatoes. Like it's a delicious potato flavor, and it's a nice potato smell too. Like it's a cooked potato rather than a raw potato.
When we get out, do we have potato lung? Like, are we just like coughing? Boxy?
Oh my god.
Should Boxy be on the second floor or the first floor?
Probably is on the. Well, I don't know.
Like the
Probably a
pilot?
bit of both.
Oh.
Everywhere
I
except
mean,
for
Do
the
we,
interdimensional
do we
space.
really need to eat if we're eating all this potato?
You're not eating Boxy.
We're inhaling him. It's a different thing.
It's
I
like
mean,
when you go
I
to
might be eating Boxy.
like really high end restaurants, they add an aromatic to like a little like dome, and when you open it, you like whiff. But this is just like whiff of potato, essence of potato.
So, yeah. Is
the
Boreal
Boxy.
sitting in the healer seat then?
No, I think he's in the. Well, I don't know. We can swap. He might be more useful in the protector seat because he's got a.
What did we add to the spell Slinger seat? We added something to it, right? It's an additional plus the modifier.
Mod. Yeah. Is that a spellcasting mod per level of spell, or is it just like total? One
Just total, like on a cantrip.
Yep.
So who's sitting in the spell?
Me. So I cast
Or,
this.
not spell, I mean healer.
Oh,
I think that's me, unless anyone else wants to give it a go.
Okay. I would try you. Or you can try yourself in here.
Well, you can try me.
What does your hair look like again?
He's got like surfer dreads, but like kind of just at the top, kind of like how my hair is.
Okay.
And they're all kind of pulled back into like a bun. After Sister Sweet Tooth shaved the side, he kind of put them all up into a man bun.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like this. So we're sitting inside of Boxy like that.
Very cool.
And then I will concentrate. Everyone is seated. I will concentrate on the image in my vision.
All right. You guys feel yourselves being ripped across time and space, and it feels pretty funky, pretty fun. And you appear in a cavern with a large stone ziggurat.
You're in charge, Bug. You're piloting.
Wait, large stone ziggurat.
Yeah, like probably 100 feet tall, at least. No, it's probably like 120 feet tall.
Okay.
There's an entrance up at the top for somebody who is, like a 10 by 10 sort of size entrance. So there's no way the mech would fit through it.
Oh man.
Can the mech like? It's a ziggurat, right?
Yep.
Or can the mech like jump up each level?
Well, they could, or I mean, it could crawl up. It could jump up. Whatever, however you want to pilot it.
Can we just rip the ziggurat apart with our bare metallic hands?
Can the ziggurat attune items? Like, could we put a ring of jumping on the? Sorry, not the cigarette. The mech attuned items. Could we put a ring of jumping on the mech?
I would allow you to, if you wanted to use some sort of check back in Zunk's lair to try and add something like that, but not just like put the ring on now.
Right. Okay.
Wait, the mech flies,
some other
right?
time.
Yeah, this thing does fly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Sorry, I
okay,
forgot to say that.
I don't know.
It's because I said it flies with
Never
the
mind.
Superman arms.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well,
I just forgot. I assumed all good mechs fly, but they don't. Some of them don't.
Ziggurat, like my patron is underneath, right? Not inside. Like, but it's like underground.
You think they're inside in the deep center. You can hear her calling to you. So if this was the Ziggurat, you think she's like there. Except for there are way more steps than that.
What? Does this thing have keys? Do we just park it here and then make our way inside? Because it does not look like it'll fit inside of the this entrance. Unless you just want to destroy the temple.
It's trapped in there. It's not like it's like a good thing, right? It's not like made by the patron.
No, it is not. It is
we
basically
can
a jail
destroy
cell.
it. Yeah, we can destroy it.
Zip, do you want to have a go with that sword on the wall of this thing?
I very much do.
Yeah. Okay, I switch with you.
Zip.
Or no,
Zip.
no.
I'm at the sword seat.
You're already at the sword. Okay.
So what do I just roll an attack?
I mean, no. I'm just going to say that you are smash into it because the Ziggurat's not moving out of the way.
Okay.
So, yeah, you take this. The sword lights up. I mean, whatever color you want it to be, we can say it looks like that. And then you smash into this thing, and the whole cavern is shaking and quaking. Stalactites start falling for the ceiling and smashing into it. Rocks are crumbling down. Some of the rocks are falling on the ship itself. It does not break its 5 points of threshold damage, so it's just the rocks are bouncing off the outside of it, and you're just smashing and laying waste into it, and there's like this big crack going through it. And then floating out from inside of it. You guys remember Holden the Beholder?
Yeah.
This looks like Holden the Beholder if he was really, really mean.
Oh,
This is a twisted albino white sheen eye monster, and it has like drool dripping from its vicious mouth. And we're going to roll for initiative. And I will say, we were thinking about taking a break sort of around now. Do you want to do this fight after a break, or do you guys want to keep going? Because I'm okay to keep going, but I'm checking in with the group.
I wouldn't mind getting another cup of tea.
Yeah, like a biological break would be nice.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask for initiative first, and then once we have everybody's initiative, we'll take our break.
And can you tell I never draw mechs? Mech like human, but boxes.
I am not super great at drawing mechs either. I had to spend a lot of time thinking about how I would fit 5 people inside of it and make it 30 feet tall. And I'm like, can they fit in the arms? Does that look right? I feel like they'd be squished. Okay, so
It was
Swell.
very cool though what you came up with.
I got 9.
Thanks. 9 for Swell. Bug.
12.
12 for Bug. Zip.
6.
6. East Boreal.
11.
11. And Assam. You're muted, I think. I couldn't hear anything.
19.
19. All right. Well, we're going to take a break of roughly half an hour, I think. Might be a little bit different than that. Don't count on it exactly. But yeah, we're going to try to do a half-hour break for everybody to have food and bathrooms and go pet their cat or whatever they need to do. Hopefully we'll see you back in half an hour to see how the mech versus beholder battle goes. All right, see you in a little bit.